there, I'm Chef Bruce Brown, and welcome to the Ingles table. Today, I'm preparing my chocolate-covered pretzel rods, a delicious treat with a couple of surprises. I got everything I need from Ingles, so let's get started. And believe it or not, this is one of those recipes you can get your kids involved in. So we're gonna go old-fashioned today. I always use a good quality chocolate, not just like regular generic chocolate chips, I mean good quality chocolate. And I put about 8 ounces to 12 ounces of chocolate into my glass measuring cup, or my glass bowl here. I put in about 3/4 of a tablespoon of vegetable shortening into that, and I put it on a double boiler. The double boiler brings it up to heat. This is very old-fashioned. You don't need a microwave for this one, but it brings the water, if you get it up to heat, melts the chocolate and does it at a steadier pace and makes it so it's a little creamier. You can go through with a stirring stick or whatever you have. But the main thing is it will not let your chocolate seize up. If you do it in the microwave, a lot of times your chocolate will do what's called seize up. It turns it unusable, inedible. It'll make into a solid instead of melting into a liquid, and it's not very good stuff. You have to start all over. So what I've done then is just over low heat, I make sure that the glass bowl fits into the measuring pot, and the pot I filled about halfway with water. When I get the heat turned on and the water starts to get close to a boil, I turn the heat down so it just simmers, and that's when it will slowly but surely and safely turn our chocolate solids into liquid chocolate, which is, I could drink this stuff. But hey, what are we doing here today? We're making chocolate-covered pretzel rods. So now we've got it down. Once you get the chocolate up to heat, remember I said I used between 8 and 12 ounces. Well, the original recipe calls for 16 ounces. I will take the rest of the chocolate once I get it all heated up and stirred through. We want to let the chocolate, what's called temper, come down in heat a little bit so that it will coat the rods better, be a little bit glossier, and make a better end product. So what we're gonna do is I have just a tablespoon. Hold the pretzel rod right over, leave enough space on the end of the rod for your fingers to hold onto it, just like this, and just ladle it over. Turn it upside down so that the excess will drip off and it will start to set up and dry a little bit. Now, before it gets totally dried, we want to coat it with something. I've got chocolate sprinkles, I have a bright and a pastel little doodads and crushed M&Ms, crushed peanuts, and red sugar. I mean, this stuff is really quite easy to do. It's starting to set up. You can see the glossiness looks good. So I'm going to take this red sugar and just coat it right over top, just like this. I always do it over top of a pie plate or a pie pan, so that way when the excess falls off, like that, you can just put it over here in my drying tray and dump the excess right back in because it hasn't become adulterated with anything. Now you notice, I have white chocolate also. This is basically about the same thing. So what we're gonna do with the next rod, we'll coat it just like we did before. And if you think about it, as long as you keep your kids safe, you know, make sure that if you need to take the glass bowl off of the double boiler and set it on a towel on a tabletop, it will stay liquid for quite a while, just like this. That's the safe way. It doesn't have to be on the boiler. But what I'm gonna do with this one, we're gonna do a couple of them like this, I think. Shake it a little bit, get the excess off. I have a baking sheet lined with some parchment paper. Waxed paper works just as well. We're just gonna lay that down just like that. Set it off on the side, do one more. Lay it on the side, on the parchment paper, and then take a fork with the white chocolate, and I just drizzle it back and forth. And let them dry, just like that, right on the paper. But you'll see all of the different colors, all the different things, anything that you can put on a cupcake as far as decorations, anything that you can do to make something prettier, you can basically put on a pretzel. Thanks for spending time with me today here at the Ingles table. Now don't miss out on all the other great tips, tricks, and recipes. You can find all of them on the website. I'll see you next time.